What's up everyone? So I'm back with another video, but this time is for my Ktuner, which is the V1.2 version, and how I installed it. So I actually did another poll on Instagram, and the Ktuner review/install had the most votes. So let me show you how it's done. Alright, so first things first, what you'll need to do is make sure that your ECU part number is within the covered range for the Ktuner for it to work. So how to check that, you'll have to open up your hood here. And once you have that opened up, your part number will actually be under here. So what I had to do is I actually had to remove the 10mm bolt for my intake to be able to take this out and then take a picture of it because it's right under there. And so you need to make sure that the part number will work, and I'll put up the numbers right here. And so just make sure you're within that range, and mine falls in between the A51 through A55, and it was an A54 for my ECU number, so it will work. Alright, so to start us off, just make sure you have a computer that runs Windows. I do have a MacBook Pro, but it runs Windows just fine. I do have Windows 10 on here. Windows 10 and Windows 11 will work. And the first thing we want to do is go to the battery settings. And you want to make sure you do this, because if you don't do this step, you will get an error when you're flashing your ECU. So the most important thing is you want your battery saver to be off. And then we want to go to the power plan. So you go to your control panel. It'll show power options, and what you want to do is choose the change plan settings. And then when it comes to the turn off display, you want to make sure that this is set to never, and then put the computer to sleep, also to never, and then everything else is to never as well, and then save changes. And then that's good to go. And make sure you also have your computer or software up to date and that nothing needs to be updated. And then the next thing you want to do is go to Google Chrome, and then on the search bar we're going to search up Ktuner LLC, and then it'll be the first one here. And right from the start here, you can actually just go to downloads. So go to downloads just to make it easier for you. And then you want to scroll down a little bit and then just download this. And it'll take about like 10 seconds or even less than that to download. So just let it download. Once that is done, what you want to do is double click this, which will open it, and just close this website. And then from here, you just want to say yes. And this thing will pop up as well. And then click next. And then accept the agreement. Click next as well, and then it'll ask you what folder you want to do it. Just click next, and then also next, and then install, and it's going to be extracting the files. So once that is done downloading, it will show these options here. You want to click the install latest Ktuner V1.2 touch drivers down here. Click finish, and then it's going to extract again. And so just go through the whole thing once more, accept this agreement next, and then just click finish, and there we go. So when that finishes downloading, you'll see an icon on your computer that says Ktuner, and what you want to do is just double click that to open it up. And so this next step I've actually done before, and once you open that up, it'll show something like this. And so once that pops up, it says no Ktuner devices found. Enter your Ktuner, and that's when you grab your Ktuner and then plug it into your computer. And what you want to do is just put in your email address, your name, and your password, and then you hit register. So once you have everything registered, it should say Ktuner detected, and then you will get this screen that looks like this, and this is when we take it out to the car and get the car tuned. So when you get to your car, we're going to put in the Ktuner into our OBD port, and just make sure that it is also connected to your computer. And so my OBD port is actually right under here. So if you look, it is that white thing right there. Make sure you're very careful and that you don't want to force it in.
That's what she said.
Just like that. So before we do anything, you want to make sure that your car is in accessory mode. So we're just going to press the engine start button twice. So 1 and then 2. Should be just like that. So once you are in accessory mode, a thing will pop up and it'll say, would you like to lock this Ktuner unit to the ECU? So you just want to click that and say yes. And I've already done it, so this is already locked onto my ECU. And so once you're all set with that, what you want to do is click this connect button right here. So press connect. And mine's already connected, so it's going to say logging for me. Yours might say communicating. Then you want to go in the left top corner here and just press the file. And then click new tune. And then click your card that shows up right here. Mine's that, and just click this. And then what you want to do is click next. So click next. What you want to do is click the tune 1 that is on there. And click next again. So this is what your main page will look like. Everything on the left bar here, you'll see everything such as rev limits, basic two-step, the VTEC setting, disable monitors, closed loop settings, fuel cut settings, and everything else is here. The only thing I touched was the quick adjustments. So we're going to go over here and it'll say improve throttle response 1 and improve throttle response 2. So I chose number 2. Once you choose that, you should be all set there. I didn't really touch anything else because I am not an experienced tuner, and this was just based off of 717 Project's video on his tuning for his 22 Honda Civic Sport as well. So what you want to do is go up here and just say upload base code. So you're going to upload that, say yes here, and then what you want to do is flash now directly to the ECU. It'll say preparing. Once that is preparing, your car will start making all these noises, and don't be alarmed, it's totally normal. It'll take quite a little bit, I'd say like 5 minutes or 10 minutes at least. So all the signals will pop on, and then on your computer it'll say erasing, and so just let that finish and make sure you don't touch anything and let it do its thing. So while it is erasing, it'll eventually turn into flashing. Do not disconnect. So just make sure everything is connected and that you don't touch anything while that is uploading. So once that is done, after about like 10 minutes, it'll say please key the vehicle off for a few seconds, turn the key back on and wait a few seconds before hitting OK. So what you want to do here is turn off your car. Just turn it off like this. Then after a few seconds, you want to turn it back on accessory mode. So turn it back on like that. And once it is in accessory mode, that's when you want to click OK. So click OK. Then flash successful and then click OK to continue. And once you press OK, you are all set to go. So your car is tuned now. And what you want to do is you want to turn on the car just to make sure that it's running fine. So there we go. Seems like the car is running fine. No issues whatsoever. No engine light. And I'd say just let it run for like a couple minutes just to make sure everything's running fine. And when you actually have it connected to your computer, you'll see all the readings on here, your RPM, and everything else that you changed. So now I'll show you how the car rides after it is tuned. And just to let you know, I'm not anywhere near a highway, so I can't really go too crazy, but I will show you how the car runs and I'll let you know my thoughts about it. And for those wondering why my MBG is at 21.5, that's because I recently got gas and I like to reset that tracker every time I do it. So I'm gonna hop on a main road here, and at first I'll show you guys how it goes with normal, and I'll floor it a little bit, and then after that I'll show you how it goes with sport mode, and also how it runs with the paddle shifters. So here is the normal mode first. So that is normal mode, and that was floored. And honestly, it has so much more kick to it, and the car feels so much more powerful compared to stock. And I'd say after having it on for quite some time, I've never really had issues with it. Whoa. And that's also because I don't floor it all the time, and I don't want to do that because you don't want to push the CVT engine to its limits, because eventually over time you'll have transmission issues, so you want to avoid that. When it comes to how much horsepower does the Ktuner add, according to the website on Ktuner, it says it adds roughly about 25 to 27 horsepower with 25 pound-feet of torque to the wheels. Along with all of my performance mods, I honestly don't know the specific number of how much I've had added on. So now I'll show you sport mode. I'll do a little pull here. Switch to sport mode. That is sport mode, and as you can tell, it pulls a little bit quicker than normal mode since it is using more gas and it is requiring more out of the engine. But honestly, the power is there when you need it, and the kick to the wheels is really there after the car is tuned, and it feels good. It feels good. Alright, so now I'll show you paddle shifters and how that goes. It is really fun to use the paddle shifters once in a while. It'll help you feel a little closer for your car to be manual, and my car is not a manual, so for right now paddle shifters are fun and great to use. So I'm going to get on the main road here. I'll do a little pull. So that is with the paddle shifters. As you can tell, it is still pretty powerful when it comes to doing a pull, and all of it feels good. Nothing feels funky. So that is how you tune your 2022 11th Gen Honda Civic Sport. And just to let you know, you can also do that same process if you have the 1.5 version of the Honda Civic 11th Gen. And that'll have more options compared to mine, since mine's only a 2.0. But if you do get the V2 version of the Ktuner, it might have a different way of setting it up, but it shouldn't be too far. It should be somewhat similar. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Next video, I plan on doing an exhaust review as well as an intake. And I might as well throw in my interior mods too, so stay tuned for that. And I'll probably try to get that done when I come back from vacation. But yeah, as always, take care, and I'll see you guys on the next one.